Aloha and welcome to Making It Modern. Normally, each week I recreate a vintage recipe and then use it as inspiration to make a new dish more suitable for modern taste buds. However, this week I'm doing things a little bit differently. Two of my favorite YouTube channels are joining me in a virtual luau party. The first channel is the Velveteen Lounge Kitchen, and they are making a vintage luau punch recipe that has inspired my modern interpretation of a shrimp appetizer two ways. The second is a retro travel and cooking channel called Lost in Paradise that will be making shoyu chicken. So be sure to watch their videos, which are linked in the description box. Because we are all huge fans of vintage Hawaiiana, I thought it would be fun to delve into the historical annals of tiki culture and how it relates to cuisine. Tiki culture started in the 1930s with the opening of a Polynesian-themed restaurant in Hollywood, unusually named Don the Beachcomber. It was owned by a man named Ernest Raymond Beaumont Gant, who had spent his youth bootlegging for money and then spending it on vacations in the South Pacific. After Prohibition ended, Ernest created Don the Beachcomber as an homage to the islands he so loved and wanted everyone to experience. As a matter of fact, he was often quoted as saying, "If you can't get to paradise, I'll bring it to you." At that time, rum was considered a cheap and lowbrow spirit. So the enterprising Ernest used it to create exotic and intriguing mixed drinks by infusing it with different fruit juices. As a matter of fact, Ernest was the first to create the zombie, an astonishing concoction of 3 different kinds of rum: lime juice, bitters, Pernod, grenadine, and Don's Mix, a combination of cinnamon syrup and grapefruit juice. It was so lethal that only 2 were allowed per customer. You have to remember that in the early 1940s, a cocktail usually consisted of only up to 3 different liquids. Hence why the Beachcombers drinks were so popular and considered very exotic. Though we might now consider a tiki bar to be lowbrow, at the time they were considered the height of exotic glamour. Women dressed to the nines and men had to wear a coat and tie. The interior design of the restaurant was designed by silver screen production designers and would have run into 7 figures in today's dollars. Even the food was considered avant-garde. Sunny Sand, Ernest's business partner and spouse, hired a Chinese chef to cook a sort of Cantonese exotic hybrid of dishes that were simply known as foreign. This alluring mishmash of Polynesian glamour was a perfect escape for the Hollywood elite. You could often find stars such as Charlie Chaplin, Marlene Dietrich, and Howard Hughes enjoying the captivating scene. Once word caught on about the success of Don the Beachcomber, lookalikes began to pop up all over the United States. But it was Don the Beachcomber that was the first of its kind and inspired tiki culture. For today's dish, I'm going to use the flavors in the vintage luau punch being featured on the Velveteen Lounge to create not 1, but 2 different flavors of shrimp to accompany said cocktail as an hors d'oeuvre. The first is an exotic coconut and lime shrimp, and the second is a sweet tropical shrimp flavored with guava juice, rum, honey, and cardamom. Begin by making the marinades. For the fruity tropical shrimp, in a bowl, combine 1/3 cup guava juice, 2 tablespoons Malibu rum, 1 tablespoon honey, 1 teaspoon lime juice, half a teaspoon salt, and 1/4 teaspoon cardamom. Mix to combine and then add 1 dozen shrimp which have been shelled and deveined. For the bright exotic shrimp, in a blender, combine 1/3 cup coconut milk, 1/4 cup chopped fresh cilantro, 2 tablespoons fresh lime juice, 1 tablespoon fresh ginger, 1 chopped serrano pepper with the seeds removed, 1 crushed garlic clove, and half a teaspoon salt. Blend until smooth and then pour into a bowl filled with 1 dozen shelled and deveined shrimp. Let both flavors marinate for 2 hours. Once it's time to cook, separately drain both flavors and then lay out on paper towels. Gently dab off any excess marinade so it doesn't burn while cooking. Preheat a grill pan on medium-high heat and add some coconut oil. Carefully lay out the shrimp and cook for 3 minutes on both sides. Display your shrimp by using a vintage trick as inspiration. Spear the shrimp with toothpicks and then insert into a fresh pineapple. These tiny pineapples are also a fun way to serve your sweet and spicy shrimp. I'm gonna try the sweet tropical shrimp first. Excited. Yes, love it. It's sweet and fruity from the guava juice. It's got that little hint of the rum. And then my favorite part is that kind of depth of flavor you get with the cardamom, which is very perfumey and adds just the right hint of tropical flair. And now for the spicy shrimp. Ooh, I love this one. You get a bright burst of that lime and cilantro. Ooh, and then a little kick from the heat right at the end. And of course, the whole thing is brought together by the coconut milk that you've soaked it in, which makes it kind of tender and fruity and creamy. This is delicious. As a matter of fact, the reason I decided to do 2 different shrimps is because when I was recipe testing, I couldn't decide which one I liked better. So I figured, why not both? By making the luau punch, the shoyu chicken, and the tropical shrimp 2 ways, you'll be all set for your next tiki party. If you liked any of the home goods in today's video, you can find them at my online store, retrodepot.co. Just click the link in the description box below. Aloha and welcome. Can you see my hands when I do that? Or do they have to be up higher?
No.
So be sure to watch their videos, linked. Hold on, I have to burp. It's my burp time, it's 9:18. Collab sounds like a disease, like, oh, I got a collab. I'm gonna try the sweet shrimp first. Sorry. I'm gonna try the sweet shrimp. I'm gonna try the sweet shrimp. I'm gonna try the sweet shrimp. I'm gonna try the sweet tropical shrimp first. I took a really big bite. That did not work at all.